Conversations with the Citizen. I'm your host, Tia Carol Jones. I'm here today with Sheila Chalmers Currin. Chalmers Currin is the president of the village of Matteson. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to be here today. It's always exciting to be here to be able to talk about the village of Matteson.
Yes, yes. And so, first of all, would you please tell our listeners and me, actually, what is the difference between village president and mayor?
Well, a village mayor is a mayor of a city, and a village president is a president of a village. The one thing that most individuals do not know is that when you are village president, you can be called mayor.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if you are a mayor of a city, you cannot be called a village president.
Okay.
And it's a part of the Illinois Code Book of Codes, and that can be found in, I think it's section 23. But it is there. It is true. When people call me mayor or call me village president, I answer to both.
Okay. Okay. I always wonder. I've covered suburban
Yeah.
politics for a while, and I'm like,
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of times individuals prefer to be called mayor because it lacks the confusion.
okay.
President of a board or what are you? So, mayor, it's fine.
Village of Matteson that made you want to move there.
Well, I moved there when I was still in my 20s and my children were young, and it was the best place I could find for them to grow up and be a part of. I went out there, and of course at the time was the Lincoln Mall, and there were the parks and the schools there. So I did it as a mother, trying to find the best possible place to raise children. And so the village of Matteson is where we stuck, and I've been there now 37 years.
You were selected to be part of the Illinois Women's Institute for Leadership. How did that? How did your participation in that prepare you to run for political office?
Well, if you know anything about the Illinois Women's Institute for Leadership, it selects only 12 women a year.
Okay.
And in 2000 and class of 2005, I was selected to be a part of that. What it has done for me is it's made a great networking. I met the then senator. I worked on his campaign for Senator Barack Obama. I worked with and met Senator Kennedy, Senator Durbin, worked with a lot of individuals that I wanted to help move the Illinois further. I became Obamatized. My husband called the word Obamatized because I was so entrenched in making sure he became the U.S. Senator and then later on as President of the United States. And so it was just a great opportunity for networking. But one of the other things that they teach you in IWIL is how to fundraise. That's not always fun. When you run for political office, it can be difficult to ask individuals for funding and monies to pursue running. So they had a great class on that and a little bit on communication. So we had to go through classes on communication and mudslinging and what you do when you're a part of mudslinging. Things that you think you'll never be a part of, it does happen.
Before you were elected as mayor in 2017, you were on the council for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
What led you to run for village president?
Well, I spent 8 years as a trustee or alderwoman, as some would call it. And it was a stepping stone. It was more or less a learning process. And until I felt that I was comfortable enough to run, I didn't pursue it. But once my predecessor decided that he no longer wanted to run and he would not be running, I looked at the timing, I talked with my family, and it was the right time. So I moved forward with that.
In 2017, the village of Matteson experienced a lot of changes. Lincoln Mall being demolished was one of those things. How has the village regrouped since then?
Well, you mentioned Lincoln Mall. Lincoln Mall was the cash cow for the village of Matteson and surrounding areas. So that was a big hit. 2017 was an area where closing of stores and things were happening, and we knew that we had to do things differently. I came in 2017 and was baptized in what could go wrong in retail. So, being baptized in what can go wrong in retail, I had a whole slate of things that I wanted to do differently, and that was to look into e-commerce and to look at what is new and what would be different happening. So we no longer have the Lincoln Mall or things of that nature, and as you know, retail as we know it has changed, and the village of Matteson had to change too. And so what we've done, and with my staff and myself, I've surrounded myself with people that are a lot smarter than I am, so they helped me a lot. But being an ambassador for the village itself has really helped. And we moved forward to bring in e-commerce. We had Sam's return back to the village of Matteson as an e-commerce. And now we got Amazon and so many other things that are now looking to be a part of the Southland. So once we had the demolition of Lincoln Mall, we knew we had to make changes, and we are in the process of doing that now.
You've been the president of the village of Matteson for 3.5 years now. Where do you see the village going in the next 4 years economically?
Well, I'm the mayor of the village of Matteson. What else would I say but
Of course.
I mean, I see them going in an upward position. You know, right now we got Amazon. We have New Pete's, that is one of the state-of-the-art Pete's, that is a grocery store that we haven't had a full-service grocery store since Dominic's closed all of their stores nationwide. They're in the village of Matteson. R&L, that most people are not even aware of, is one of the largest logistic trucking companies throughout the world. They're right there in the village of Matteson. We have an auto mall that at one point, all of those car dealers had just about left. We're completely filled with 12 dealerships, and they want to be there in the village of Matteson. So I don't see anything other than a rise in what's happening. So in the village of Matteson is Amazon, but there's also Amazons in Markham, and there's one in University Park, and all of those are going to help with the process of this third airport. So I'm excited about what's going to happen, and I'm hoping that I leave the village of Matteson in a better position than I got it.
In 2020, there was a proposal for a casino submitted to the Illinois Gaming Board. How is that process going?
Well, it's still going. It's a little bit stagnant now because of COVID and everything that has changed with the pandemic. But we're still in the bid for it. I still believe that the village of Matteson is the best location for it. Right off of I-57, Lincoln Highway, Cicero, and that corridor right near where the old Lincoln Mall was located. It's the best location, and I'm hoping that the gaming board sees it that way too. There are others that are bidding for it, but we believe that the village of Matteson is a place it should be. And the reason why, and the spirit of the bill itself, is to impact a community that will rise. And why not rise from the ashes of Lincoln Mall and have it be right there in the village of Matteson?
As mayor of Matteson, what is the accomplishment you're most proud of?
There are so many. First, I would like to say there are a trio of things that first come to mind, and that would be we have Amazon, Pete's, Sam's e-commerce are three of them. And all of those impact revenue back into the community. So I can do more to resurface streets. I can resurface and do and improve parks. I can bring economic growth and others want to be a part of it. So when I think of those things coming there, I also think about what it's going to do to the community and what it's going to do for people wanting to live there in the village itself. Making sure that we are as viable as any other community. Because when people don't know about the village of Matteson, is that we're 80% home ownership right there in the village itself, and it continues to be that. This is not me talking about it, it's talking about like places like Crane, listing us as one of the African American communities that has 80% of their homes are home owned by areas there. So we're going to move in a positive manner. I'm excited about what could happen in the village of Matteson, and I'm looking forward to what's going to be right around the corner.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I think we covered everything. I think we talked enough about the village itself, and you can tell that I'm truly excited about what's going on in the village itself. I'm hoping that individuals will look at our website and hear about why we want to have the casino there in the village itself and why it's so important. I'm hoping that they'll reach out to their legislators and let them know that the village of Matteson is a place it should be, and that's where we should move toward. When I leave here today, I hope I leave with the idea that the Southland is moving forward. And where goes the village of Matteson? Where goes the Southland?
Great,
Thank you.
great. Can you give the website?
You can go to Matteson, just the village of Matteson.org, and you could reach our website.
Well, great. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you.
Remember to make plans to join us again next week for Conversations with the Citizen, the place where real news can be heard.